So as you can see, I have gotten my tapping arm. Haven't opened it yet. I did open this package, which contained the power transformer. As you can see here, it is quite the beefy power transformer. Basically converts the 110 to the Chinese 220, I'm guessing. Hopefully that doesn't ever go out on me. It came with the power cord here, as well as an adapter. Not sure if I'm going to need it, but I will find out. So now, I am actually going to finish opening this up. As you can see, it is packed a lot better than I thought it was going to be packed. That aside, take a look at what we've got in the box. Well, really well packed. Get rid of that stuff and that and that and that. Well, here's a little bit more of an overview. This, I'm guessing, is probably the collets. Yep. There's all the collets for it. Looks like Chinese instructions. Completely Chinese instructions. Hopefully I'll have some English instructions. This looks like the corner piece for mounting on the table. And we get a power cord here. Ooh, okay. Well, there's the unboxing of this thing. Get the rest of this packing material off of it. Alright, well, I have it mounted to my table. I've cheated a little bit. Instead of screwing it down to the table, I just used a few clamps. I'm not sure where it's going to permanently live yet. But there it is in all its glory. And there's the control panel for it. Maybe wound up putting it on the wrong side of the table. Not sure yet. We'll find out though. But at any rate, that's how I've got it sitting now. Now to hook it up to some power and figure out how she works. First. So I'm still figuring out the controls on it. It's pretty easy, but right now I've got it set for 0.5 millimeter thread pitch and 4 millimeter depth. So obviously that's not what I'm using here. I'm using a 1/4 end mill. But it's enough to just see that it works. So I'm just going to line it up here and hit the button. This thing works extremely well so far. I have yet to try it in aluminum, but with what I'm seeing just on wood, this isn't going to be too much of a problem at all to use. I did wind up buying the Tormach tapping head collets. So the reason I'm putting a piece of tape on here is to just see if the rotations of it are pretty much the same as what I programmed in. So, and apparently there's enough oil on it that it's not going to let me stick directly to it. So I'll just get me a bigger piece of tape and wrap it around real good so that I can just do my test count on this. So I should have 8 rotations if I set the depth of 4 millimeters and 1/2 millimeter thread pitch. 1, 2, and that's right on. I'm going to try doing some aluminum with this and see how it works. I'm going to use the same 1/4-20 tap and let her book. Okay, I'm sold. I'm going to just program the depth on this thing to be a little bit deeper. See if I can get this right. So I hit the depth button, and I'm just going to do 6 point and set it. That should be 6 millimeters if I'm figuring this thing out right. Not a bad tool. I'm sold on it. It just went through that aluminum like butter. I have another tapping machine called it's an AccuTapper. In fact, I will show it to you. This is my AccuTapper. It's a clutch-driven tapping machine. You mount the tap in there, and then you put your workpiece up against this and move it back and forth. I've had this for probably about 9 years, and it's been a good machine, but this tapping arm is by far easier to tap with than the AccuTapper. I have wound up busting a number of taps in this one, specifically on edge pieces. This is what I mean by edge pieces. I have to tap long pieces on the edge like this, which just isn't possible in the mill. So all said and done, I think that this machine was a good purchase. It certainly seems to tap well. I haven't figured out if there's a imperial setting on this thing yet, but just knowing how to set the depth and based on the number of threads should not be a problem. You also have the option on this thing of going manual mode, which at this point you've got 2 buttons up here. That goes down, that goes up. So you can tap manually with it as well. I just do some stuff with blind holes, so the idea of being able to go down a specific depth is very intriguing. But at any rate, hope you enjoyed my review of this thing. I think it's definitely a purchase well worth it. It was $1,170. That included shipping. I'm happy. Now I did have to buy the Tormach collets for imperial thread tapping, just because it came with the metric ones. So that was about another $280. So that's where I'm at. Thanks.